I'm not a fan. Swing state voters tell MSNBC they absolutely don't support Kamala Harris, and that is the sediment. That is the sediment around the internet as well, especially on X. I had got a little upset a couple days ago when I seen people talking about it's black men's fault if Kamala Harris don't win, and then yesterday, I saw new stuff come out on X. A lot of black people came out. I was surprised. A lot of black people came out and said, I'm a true black man and I don't support Kamala Harris. I'm a true black woman and I don't support Kamala Harris. Basically, what she did in California going against her, you know, how she locked up innocent people and used them for slave labor. I was pleasantly surprised to know that black folk is aware of what's going on and aware of who Kamala Harris is and how incompetent she is. So a lot of people are hip to this. She might be, she might be less popular than Joe Biden, believe it or not. Even though the some polls show her a point above Biden when it comes to a head-to-head matchup with her and Donald Trump. But we're going to talk a little bit about it. We're going to show the clips of what people have to say. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button. Share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. And hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. Has a link to my Patreon, and that's where I talk about things that I can't talk about here. I just posted a new Patreon a couple days ago. So check that out. Also, check out my X account, aka Twitter. I post a bunch of stuff, bunch of news information throughout the day on that. Even while you know, in between sessions and stuff like that, I'll post my thoughts and things. So check that out as well. I'm trying to grow my X account. All right, so let's talk about this news. Now, this comes from the Daily Caller from Jason Cohen, and he reports that 2 Wisconsin voters told MSNBC that they do not back Vice President Kamala Harris for President of the United States. In a segment aired on Tuesday, President Joe Biden pulled out of the presidential race on Sunday and endorsed Harris, with the vice president securing enough support from Democratic delegates to become the party's presumptive nominee. The voters told NBC News correspondent Shaquille Brewster in the segment aired on Andrea Mitchell Reports that they don't like former President Donald Trump or Harris, and that they are considering voting for independent presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Wow, I know that definitely hurts the Democrats. But let's play this clip here. Here we go.
Well, Andrea, I'm definitely picking up on a pattern as I've been having conversations here with dozens and dozens of voters. For those who were likely to support the Democratic nominee already, there's a boost of enthusiasm, excitement. They talk about having someone who could lay out that case against Donald Trump in a more effective way. But for those who are in the middle, the so-called double haters that we talked about, or those more moderate voters, there's clearly some more work to be done for the vice president. Just listen to a sample of my conversations here.
I have much more confidence, for sure. Things were looking a little grim.
Exciting, being a woman, having another woman candidate, you know, energizing, exciting, and obviously women's rights are at stake in this election.
We need better options, personally. I'm not a fan of Trump. I'm not a fan of Biden. I'm not a fan of Harris.
I'm going to vote for any candidate that's not Trump, personally. I just can't get behind some of the things he says or does. Do I support Kamala Harris, though? Absolutely not.
That last gentleman I found really interesting because a week ago, I said if we were to have this conversation a week ago, he said he would have been supporting President Biden in his reelection effort. He said at least he was leaning that way. Those last 2 folks said that they were also considering RFK Jr. as they make their evaluation. One thing that both of them mentioned is they'll be watching who the vice president chooses to be her vice presidential nominee. That could weigh into the factor in their evaluation as they're ultimately making this decision, Andrea.
Yemi Shah Sindor, check Brewster, and Peter Alexander. Thanks to all of you.
But let's talk a little bit about who she chooses to be vice president, because I think that's going to be a big deal, especially in the black community. A lot of blacks are already upset with her. A lot of blacks don't like her because she has a white husband. You know, that doesn't matter to me, but that does matter to a lot of people in the black community. That's why a lot of people don't mess with Kamala Harris. And then what will happen I think she would lose a lot of black women if she chooses a white man as a running mate, as her VP. So I think that would hurt her. I think she has to run with the whole identity politics thing again and maybe choose another woman or a black man or something like that, or a person of color. But this is the corner that the Democrats painted themselves in by playing these DEI identity politic games. But quote, we need better options. Personally, I'm not a fan of Trump. I'm not a fan of Biden. I'm not a fan of Harris, a female voter said. I'm going to vote for any other candidate that's not Trump personally. A male voter said, we all saw that. But a male voter also said he has much more confidence with Harris than Biden, while another female voter said it's exciting to have a presumptive nominee be a woman. CNN senior data reporter Harry Enton sounded the alarm on Tuesday about how difficult it will be for Harris to defeat Trump because of the popularity he gained after the Republican National Convention and surviving an assassination attempt. Quote, the fact is, Donald Trump is more popular now than he ever has been before, Enton told host Sarah Seidner. Quote, so yes, Democrats can make this switcheroo, but they're still going to have to beat Donald Trump. Donald Trump who is stronger, Sarah, than he has ever been before. And that's what I was alluding to. Even though they replaced unpopular Joe Biden with Kamala Harris, that really doesn't give the Democrats much of a bump, because the same people that was going to vote for Joe Biden is going to vote for Kamala Harris anyway. I don't think they changed anyone's minds that was undecided to vote Democrat just because of Kamala Harris, because a lot of people, we know how incompetent she is. All she has to do is speak and we can see it. The callers on The Breakfast Club, a radio show on Tuesday, criticized Democrats and Harris over what they believe are destructive policies for black Americans. Quote, see, and this is what they got to fight against. This is what they got to fight against, because a lot of black people are aware of Kamala Harris' past and her policies. But quote, I think if we put Trump back in there, man, it's going to be amazing. Kamala cannot do what he's going to do to bring the country back to where it needs to be. And mind you, this is Breakfast Club. A caller named Callie said, he goes on to say, quote, and this is not a race thing, because that's the number one thing they like to say when they talk about Trump and how he's a criminal and blah, 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 blah. I don't think any of that matters. His policy, and this is my point, his policy is what we need to focus on, and he's going to get us back where we need to go. Kamala is not ready. And that's the sentiment of a lot of black people, which is very surprising to me, how many people is left the Democrat plantation, and Democrats are afraid, they're scared, and they trying to portray it like Trump is afraid of Kamala Harris. But the real deal is, remember a few days ago, Trump was like he'd rather go against Kamala Harris because he would mop the floor with her. And of course, I'm paraphrasing, but y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Leave your comments down below, like, share, and subscribe, and check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.